Alright, what's going on everybody? So, today I'm in a 2018 Tundra actually. So, right now I'm filming a vlog type video that I'll be putting up probably before this one comes out actually. Basically, I'm with my friend Christian. We're about to go to DBR, actually we're on our way to DBR High Performance. He's taking their 1,000 horsepower Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8. He's gonna get that worked on. So we're going there, we're dropping that off, and then we're checking out his C7 Corvette that is actually being dynoed today. It's been being worked on for a long time. It's being dynoed today, and so we're gonna check that out, check out some of the horsepower numbers from that, and just look at the car. Drop off the Jeep, and I'm taking their 2018 Tundra and following him there. So I decided I'd do a little review on the way. This isn't gonna be like as formal as my other videos that are reviews, not like they're very formal anyways, but I figured I might as well take this opportunity while I'm driving this truck to kind of do a little review on it. So I guess without further ado, we'll get started. So the first thing you'll obviously notice about this thing is just the sheer size of it. I'm sitting right behind a 4Runner right now at this stoplight, and I'm looking at the top of the roof, basically, eye level with the roof of that car. And you know, 4Runners aren't small cars by any means. Also, not just height-wise, width-wise, this is just a really big truck. With the Toyota lineup, you have the Tacoma, then the Tundra. So Tacoma is more like a mid-range truck. This is their full size. And this one is the extended cab with the short bed on it. So it's not like, I don't know if this is the longest wheelbase you can get, but it's pretty long as well. This specific one, I'm not sure on the exact lift kit. Christian will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he said it's a 4-inch lift on 37s. So that's why it sits up so high. But honestly, the road noise isn't too bad. I'm going about 40 miles per hour right now, and it's not too bad. I mean, there is a little bit to be expected with these big off-road tires, but other than that, it really isn't like distracting or anything. The cabin does a good job of like kind of sealing out other sounds. As far as steering feel goes, you don't feel super disconnected from the road because of the lift or anything. You know, this is a pretty big lift, but the steering response is still pretty quick. The car does kind of float a little bit when you turn, but that's to be expected with pretty much any truck or SUV of this size. As far as visibility goes, it's pretty good. So, like I said, you sit up pretty high, so you see everything around you. The mirrors are really big. They do a good job of showing you what you need to see. The rearview mirror, there's nothing that kind of blocks your view or anything. There's a small little headrest, like center headrest for the middle seat that kind of blocks your vision a little bit. It's not a big deal at all. So another thing I'm noticing while I'm driving is that it's really smooth. Whenever you hit bumps, you hardly even feel them. You see them, and then you think you're going to feel something, and you really don't. It's pretty smooth. And I've noticed that with other Toyota vehicles, like their SUVs and trucks, that they seem to be really smooth, which is nice. So like I said, this is a 2018 model, and it's the premium model, I believe, is what Christian said it was. But the interior is really nice. So, you know, you have all your creature comforts that you would expect in a car like this today. You got Bluetooth, a touchscreen right here, navigation, and there's even a little app sort of that displays from the weather channel what the temperature is outside. So right now it's a pretty nice day. It's 57 degrees, so it tells me on the screen that it's mostly sunny and 57 degrees. And you can configure the screen so you can put your phone on there, and it tells you what is playing on Bluetooth and stuff like that. With the gauges, they're super clear, easy to read. 2 analog gauges and then a small colored screen in the center that tells you miles, exterior temperature, how much gas you have left, things like that. Whether you're in park, reverse, neutral, drive, and there is actually a sport mode in this truck, which is kind of surprising to me, but cool nonetheless. As far as the center console goes, it's pretty nice. It has like this pretty big section that you can put like pins or something, or phones, things like that. There's actually 3 cup holders up here, and the center console is huge as well, so that's really nice too. Like I said, it has a pretty big V8 in it, so pickup is about what you'd expect in a vehicle this large, but it's not slow by any means. You definitely have enough power to pass when you need it, and I'll kind of test that out a little bit further here in a minute. Although it's super big, it's not like an intimidating thing to drive. Once you get used to it, it's pretty easy to stay in the lane. You know, it doesn't feel overbearing or anything. Going along with that, with it being so big, you would expect it to kind of not really have trouble braking, but be a little difficult to brake. But these brakes do a really good job. They have good feel. There's good feedback and pressure. There's more feedback in the brake, I would say, than the gas. The gas takes a little bit to get it going, but that's to be expected with a vehicle this big. So as far as materials go in here, you know, it's nice, but it's nothing crazy. There's a lot of hard plastic lying around. The door is padded. I'm guessing it's part of the premium package. But the nicest part, in my opinion, is these quilted leather seats. They're actually super comfortable, really nice. I don't see any buttons for heated seats or anything like that, but honestly, I mean, you'll heat them up on your own after a little while anyway, so it's not a huge deal. But they're really super comfortable. I like them a lot. With this being a truck, you wouldn't expect it to have like super aggressive seats or anything, and it doesn't. The seats are pretty loose, and you can definitely tell they're focused on comfort more than performance, which is obviously expected in a truck like this. But since I cover more performance-oriented cars, I figured it'd be an important subject to touch on. One other thing I noticed about this truck is that whenever you're driving, you don't really feel the shifts that much. It's pretty smooth. It's really smooth overall, which surprises me. You would think that with a lift kit like this, it would be kind of like loose feeling. There's not a lot of feedback, I guess, but it really is easy to drive. I like sitting down low, but being up higher is also nice too every once in a while, and I think that this is a super nice truck. If you were like, you could easily daily drive it. It's not so big that it's something you don't want to take anywhere. I mean, it won't fit in a parking garage very easily, but you know, that kind of comes with the territory of getting a lift kit this big for a truck. One thing that is kind of distracting to me personally, since I'm not used to a truck this big, is that cars in front of you, they look like they're literally touching you or like you ran into them, but I probably have another foot or two in front of me before I would hit Christian. He's still in front of me. He just backed up a little bit at the stoplight, but you know, it's something that you definitely have to get used to. And you know, you do feel like you're in a big truck. There's no like escaping that. It's not one of those cars you get in and you immediately forget about the size of it. You're constantly aware of how big it is, but it's not something that's like super distracting or like something you're intimidated by. I would say as far as Toyota's lineup goes, this is like the luxury truck for them, just because of the quilted leather seats, you know, Bluetooth, navigation, all the stuff on this touchscreen right here, XM radio, HD radio, all that stuff. You also have, you know, your garage controls and stuff to close the garage door, as well as on the mirrors you have blind spot monitoring, which is really nice in a truck this big. It's nice to have that because sometimes you can't quite see because of the big blind spots in this thing. Alright, so we're about to take a corner here to get on the highway, so we'll see how the body roll is. I'm expecting the worst, you know, not just because of what the car is, but what is done to it, the big lift kit and stuff. So, you know, honestly, it's not that bad. It could be much worse, so I'm kind of pleasantly surprised as far as that goes. It's got a surprising amount of pickup though, getting onto the highway here. I have the pedal at about a third throttle and it picked up really easily, so that's nice. Yeah, the whistle from the tires on the highway is definitely worse, but it's still not something that's awful. I'm sure if you had music on or something, it would drown it out, but for obvious reasons, demonetization, I can't have music on because I'm trying to keep this video up and not get demonetized. But yeah, I'm really impressed by this truck. I've never been, you know, I've always liked the American trucks more. I've never been big on like foreign type trucks, but this is really nice, and I think that Toyota in the past few years really stepped up their game with the styling of these trucks, especially how you can buy them like this from the dealerships, all done up and looking really good. With that being said, you know, you have companies like Chevy and Dodge that are remodeling their trucks, and I personally don't think they look good. I think the new Silverado looks horrible, but this still looks good. So as long as Toyota doesn't do some horrible redesign, I think they're ahead of the game as far as styling goes for newer trucks. So I'm just cruising on the highway right now, and like I said, it's big, but it's easy to stay in your lane from what I've noticed. It's a little bit windy, so the wind's kind of pushing it around because this is basically a giant parachute on the road. One thing that is kind of funny is that at this height, you're at almost the same height as semis, and it's just weird being up that high. I'm not used to that at all. But at the same time, it's kind of cool. You have a really commanding view of the road. People seem to move out of your way because it's a pretty aggressive truck when you're looking at it in your mirror. It's huge. The front end is super aggressive looking, so you know, people tend to move out of your way pretty quickly. All right, we're gonna go foot to the floor real quick and see how it does. It doesn't break your neck or anything, but you know, it's pretty fast. I figured I'd just do a quick little video while I was driving it, and I'm pleasantly surprised by it. I think it is a really good truck, and I would definitely recommend buying one. And if you haven't considered one of these before, definitely consider it because they're really nice trucks, and it'll do everything you need it to do. So yeah, I guess that'll do it for this video, and if you haven't already, watch the vlog that I'm filming this same day that I'm filming this video, because there should be some pretty cool cars in it. So without further ado, I guess that'll be it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.